Hey guys, welcome to Marwell Manor Farm by oxygendavid. So, as always, thank you Oxygen for allowing me to do this, and let's take a look around this beautiful English map. So, when you first load in, if you start as a new farmer, you will have this yard. If you don't, you won't, and from what I understand, you cannot place it down. So bear that in mind. Dedicated servers, I'll start off by saying make a game save on a single player and then upload it to your dedicated server if you want the yard. That's the only way you're going to be able to do it on dedicated servers. Don't think Giants thought about that. Also, before we get into the meat and potatoes of it, when's it come in? All of that. Is it coming to PC? Yes. Is it coming to consoles? Yes. How long? I heard today there is 200 mods in testing. I am recording this on the 2nd, so you guys in theory I think are going to be seeing this on the 3rd tomorrow. There are 200 mods in testing, guys. This is going to be at the bottom of the list. Who knows when it will get to, they'll get to it. There's probably a lot of crap, but 200 mods take some time to test. oxygendavid reckons it's probably going to be mid-February the time you see this map. Just putting that out there. Alright, now we've got that over and done with, let's explore and take a look around the map. So on here you start off, you've got the cow area along here, the barn, and yes, the gate's open. This one should, if I'm in the right spot. I think it should. Maybe not. I'm not going to fight with it. I ain't getting in the right spot for it, but it should work. So you've got the barn here. From what I understand, the manure does spawn in the barn. He's managed to work that and get it going. The milk trigger, as by the milk tank here. Here is the mini-map for any of you who are wondering, which we'll get to that partway through. I'm just going to take a quick look around. Got the slurry. And these are the vehicles obviously to start off with. We've got the Agroliner, the Massey Combine, the John Deere 7R, 6R, and the Fendt 716. Those are the powered vehicles you start off with. So we'll bypass that shed for a minute. We'll come over here. This is, I believe, the sheep pasture. And a little area over here. So you got the water, both areas there. Love what he's done with the puddles, the way they look. Looks absolutely awesome. And yes, gate does open. So if we spin around over here, we'll open up this shed, which will reveal the reversible plow. If we go over here, we have the workshop and garage. The silo, which I believe is giant. So the map is a big mixture, mostly I think, of oxygendavid's own buildings, and you've got some assets that are giants like that. And of course roller doors, both sides, and the man door, which seems to be always a pain in the ass to open. Should work. I know it works. There we go. To get the trigger to come up there, it's a pain in the ass. And inside here we have the big Horsch 9-meter seeder. So you can kind of get a feel for how big the fields are. Now it's not stupidly big, and it's an accurate map. In here we have the Hardy pull-behind sprayer and the Amazon cultivator. And just to give you a feel, that's one of the fields. And yes, we own it. So this is a perfect spot to open up the map, so you guys can see that. So it is a satellite map, so you know it's accurate. So field 18, it's a big field. I've started to mess around with this field on a single player, getting it ready for you guys, and it is a big field. It will take quite some time. Hired worker. It seems that if you do a few headlands, hired worker will be fine. But be prepared for hired worker to be a little funky with some collisions. If it sees a collision, trees and stuff, it will stop way back. So I recommend probably doing 2 or 3 headlands of whatever you're doing. If you're ploughing, good luck to you. So yeah, you got the map boundary going around, obviously in red. F is for forest, which is here. Beautiful, and we'll check that out momentarily. Ground textures, all of that. Now the map is running, from what oxygendavid told me today, a custom light engine, so that the shadows are longer, and the washed out effect that you can get from oversaturation and stuff like that, I think he's tried to sort out. So we'll take a quick walk through the yard. There is no seed and fertilizer triggers. They are not in the game anymore. So stuff like this doesn't do anything. Lime, if we take a quick run up here, is that tank right there. And water is this tank right here. You can tell that by the drinking water. And if I take another quick run over here, this is fuel, which is laid out on the map. So the rest of the tanks are fuel. So that's the yard in a nutshell. It's a big yard, big enough to move around. You can get a variety of different size machinery, so you can farm the way you want to farm. This house here is where you will spawn in after you do the first loading. So the gate opens. You cannot go in it. It is a house that you cannot enter. Oxy hasn't done that on this map, but it does have a sleep trigger there, so we can fast forward time until the time of a proper fast forward mod comes out. So we are going to jump into the John Deere and take a little boot around the map. We'll first head down this laneway here. I'll stay in third person throughout so you guys can take in the sights and sounds, and we will run through the hedge right here just to show you that it is a non-collisioned hedge. I'm not sure if... I've not tried this actually. I'm kind of sad to admit that I haven't. But I haven't tried running a header or bales through it yet. I haven't got to that point on a game save. So we'll come down here. Got nice ruins. Because this waterway system is pretty damn cool. So of course you can fill up your water tanks, stuff like that from this river. It does have a interesting little... Basically there's a river system going most of the way through the map. And some real nice areas. Now I'm not going to show you everything on this map. It's not the way I do my first looks. I literally just do the main points and I let you guys discover the rest. So we'll look over the stores, we'll look over the sell points, and if we get some cool scenery along the way, we'll show you that. But other than that, it's a very raw look. Now that being said, it is not as raw as I would like. I've already recorded this. Technically, this would be the third time. The second time was good to go, but then Oxy dropped on me today. Yeah, I've kind of changed up a lot of the stuff and the lighting and some big changes. I was like, do you want me to re-record the video? If you don't mind, for God's sake, Oxy. But it's all good fun. So you got a basketball court here. I told him to be prepared. I'm gonna have a little complaint in the video. Of course, I am joking, so I don't want anyone to take it to heart. I am purely joking about that. And Oxy knows the humour that goes back and forth between him. Back in the day, he never did it on purpose, but my God, he would place buildings right where my stuff was planted. So here is a section, I mentioned it in the first, or the second video I did. If you're in a vehicle, the oversaturation that happens in the Giant's camera is kind of extreme. But the way the camera works is as if like it was a camera on your phone or a proper video camera. You look at it from this, it kind of is very washed out, you can't see too much detail, especially on the roofline there. But you get out, and your eye adjusts, your camera adjusts, and look how crisp that looks now. And how washed out that goes. It's not an issue... Like, it's just time in the way the camera or the light, not even the lighting, but the camera works, and the iris effect of your human eye. It's something that I hope Giants tweak. Definitely needs tweaking for sure. But that's the first time I've really been able to see that. Actually, we should take a look around the manor. So this is the Marwell Manor itself, so you don't actually own the manor. But it does have pretty sick pool. Don't mind if I do. It's a nice little area. It really is. Again, I think this is all modelled by Oxygen David. He'll be in the comments section, correcting me where I go wrong. But I'm pretty sure it all was. Alright, back in the tractor. There's the river system and sort of the pond area. Be a nice little fishing spot, I must say. So we will take a right turn here. We'll run down to the store. The traffic on the map, obviously, is the European traffic, so you have the cement mixers, trucks, and that stuff running around, which I got it handed to Giants. It's nice to see stuff other than just plain old vehicles rocking around. It would be nice to see some tractors or something rolling around. So, Rainbow Ridge Stores. One of the few sell points on the map. There isn't a lot of sell points on the map, but there doesn't need to be. It's not a huge map in itself. It really isn't. So we'll just take a quick drive through here. I won't bother getting out the tractor because I just don't think I need to be brutally honest. The lighting, now I've played on both versions of the map, obviously. And from what I'm seeing, the shadows are most definitely longer. But as soon as I jumped in, I was like, sort of thinking, is it going to be a huge slap in your face lighting change difference? And I don't know if it's coming across in the video. I hope it is. But it really isn't. It's subtle. I'd definitely say it's very subtle. Very subtle indeed. Now we're running it 5 times for now. What I'll do is I'll probably blip through time to see maybe at the yard. So we've got the shadows. Wait for the traffic to go by. Come on now. So that was Rainbow Ridge Stores. And now we will head down to the forest, which is up the road a little bit and off to our right hand side as we go past the entrance to the farm. So Marwell Zoo, Marwell Hotel is the next right hand side. Obviously not in the map. Here, I'll just jump out here, is sort of just scenery. It's another stable. You could bring your horse down here if you really wanted to, but it is not the stables. Now, I will point out, if you're wondering, like, the trees disappear in there, the LODs, I've got my graphic settings set fairly aggressive in general for LODs loading in and all of that good stuff. If you're wondering why stuff is disappearing and coming back, then do you mind? The game really does kick the rear end of my computer. So up here is the forest area. A small little field for grass, or well, you can reseed it if you so wish. No traffic comes up and down this road, so I can run down the middle of it without any issue. Park on the side here, jump out quick. So this is the new forest. I wonder what happened to the old forest. But it's a nice forest. I'm glad to see this in here for any of you that do like to do a little bit of forestry on the side. For any roleplay stuff, it's perfect. You can get a bit of money on the side. Now, the thing for me, Giants didn't really do any forestry. We've got some new forestry equipment and no forests, really. No grand scheme of things, which I thought was strange. So I'm glad we've got a forest like this, although you could do with some placeable trees. Not for the forest, but, well, once you've harvested it, if you go that extreme. And up here is the Sawmill. So a little story about the development of the map of the Sawmill. I was just driving through the map when I first got it. Yeah, a little while now. It was before Christmas. And I got to this point. It was when I was doing forestry work. And I noticed the camera was freezing every time I would get to this view, manipulating the camera and changing in and out of the cab. And what it ended up being was something to do with the particle effects from the exhaust, with the tractors on, being at the horizon level, and it was to do with the water plane. Maps don't like it when you don't have a water plane in or something. I don't know what Oxy completely figured it was, but that was a issue that we had with it under testing. It was a strange one. It would freeze the physics of the game, basically. The game would still be running fine in the background, it would just freeze the physics. Alright, so you got your sawdust wood chips here. You've got the triggers, but apparently, hey Oxy, need to bring them up a little bit, bud. Well, that's just the markers on the ground. You've got the wood sale point here. Again, the markers need to be brought up and over by the looks of it, or across. A nice little wood area here. I don't know if these are assets from Giants or what. These aren't. These are nice little hangar buildings. I believe these are making a return from Oakfield. Pretty sure. And map boundary right here. So you can go down in here. You've got a little placeable area down here. There's a few little areas which are, in quotations, placeable areas. Just like the old way of doing farms. So that is the sawmill. So now we will head down to the shop and some of the other animal areas on the map, which obviously the animal areas are already put down on the map, which is awesome. Nice to have all of that stuff down. Basically, the way Oxygen David has done this map, if you start off as a new farmer, is basically how 17 was. Don't need to worry about the placeable crap and everything like that. You are ready to rock and roll as you always would. So we'll take a look at this sign here. So you got some of the local area, I presume. I really do not know much about the area, to be honest. Can't really remember where this map's based. So the map is running custom ground textures. I believe the crop textures are stock to whatever you have in your game directory. I say that because there are custom ones out there that you can put in. So here is the pig and chickens farm at South Views Farm. Open the gate there. We've got the slurry pit, manure pit, a small little silo. Jump in here, you can see the pig shelters. Nice little area for them to move around in. And we'll go to the section here. You got the bales. These are fake, I believe. I don't think they're real bales, which is kind of unfortunate. Would be cool if they were. Silage pit, I believe. Drinking water. Fuel. And more storage. Now the chickens are up here too, so I believe this is where you feed the chickens, and the egg boxes will drop down there, I think. I'm not sure what this trigger's for. One of the two. You got a sell point over there, and you can lead off into another field. Now I think there is collisions on telegraph poles. We're in talks of getting them removed. I don't know where people stand on that one. Put your opinions about the telegraph poles in the comments down below. I know Oxygen David would definitely appreciate seeing what the community thinks of them. I'm in two minds, because until we have course play and stuff like that where it will work around them, hired worker will probably get stuck on it or cause massive issues, because it will stop halfway here going, there's a collision here, and carry on along here and probably miss this entire strip or get all confused. I don't know how that will work. So let Oxygen David know in your comments down below on what you feel about the collisions on the telegraph poles. I know he will most definitely be interested in that. So we've got another shed. I think there's actually a couple of sheds on here. We've got that one, and I think if we jump over here. Is that it? Is that the one I'm thinking of? That could be the one I'm thinking of. I thought there was another hidden one. Maybe I missed one at the yard. Probably missed one. Oh, no, hang on. No, that's not openable. I could have sworn there was another one. Unless he took it out, I doubt it. But yeah, there could be one at the yard. So you got another shed, storage shed down there, if you so wish. So that is the second farm, Southview Farms, covered basically. So now we are going to be going down to the horse stables, which is just down the road here. A very, very nice little area. Actually, is it? Or have we gone past that? Oh no, we haven't quite gone past it. We're going to be looking at the shop farm area. So I'll drive in here so I can spin around, or hit the wall and spin around in my typical fashion. So your vehicles will line up along here to be purchased. I believe the reset point is down here, it's not at the farm. I don't know if that's even possible to have down at the farm anymore. I'm not too sure. But if you so wish, here is the store. It's John Deere. The Hunt Forest Group, which that's changed from what it was, I think. And you can go inside, have a look around. The cube map on that definitely needs to be fixed still. It's very, very shiny. A nice little store. In the grand scheme of things, how many of us actually go in there unless you're doing roleplay or some crap? Anyway, there's not really much to report on around the back here, just little details if you guys want to look around. Again, knock yourself out. And over yonder there, those buildings, I believe, are the horse stables. So around the map, if you look, and around the yard, some people like it, some people don't. There is a lot of clutter, a lot of crap. Just laid up against the buildings and all of that good stuff. Again, some people like it, some people don't. Each to their own. So, in typical fashion, you can tell this is a nice big stable. Look at the driveway. So I won't bring the tractor down, we'll just spin it around and go park it here. So, of course, gate does open. But here is the stables. This is yours to do as you wish. So, you see the food. There is where you drop off the animal. Or animals. Feed. That's water. Training ground if you want to run around there. Obviously, stationary horse box there from Modmania 2018. Which, I don't know how I feel about that. You look at it, it does look very basic. It doesn't look FS17, FS19 spec. And I said, you can tell the difference between stuff. I'd almost feel it doesn't suit the map, actually. Looking at it, and looking at it closely. I don't know. I know Oxygen David will probably see this before you guys do, but hey. Again. Put it down in the comments, what do you think? I don't know. So we'll go down to the other stores. And this is where we'll wrap up the... well, actually, no, we won't wrap up the video. I'll go back down to the yard and climb up on something. Probably pull up the combine and get high on that. So you've got a big driveway down here. Do a fast forward time to see the lighting difference. So over here is the spinnery, so this is where you sell your cotton and obviously your wool. Over here is your animal buy/sell point. And more drinking water, I'm guessing there. There is a sell point there. And through here is the BGA. And the junkyard. So the BGA silos, unless Oxy's done some trickery, they are fairly small. Very small indeed. He's used literally the small silos. So I don't know how much they can take. But really a substation there by the looks of it. A very small affair down at the BGA for once. Nothing crazy, nothing extreme. Which is nice actually. So what we'll do is we'll head back down to the yard. I'll see if I can do some sort of trickery and get up high. And we'll just fast forward time quickly. And now unfortunately there is no fast forward mod, which I'd love there to be, but time is moving on. You can see the lighting changing. Now what I'll be interested in is seeing what it looks like in the evening time. That is the best lighting. It really is. Now as that's ticking down, we can go into the menu actually and take another look at the map. And if people are wondering, does it have contracts? Yes, it does have contracts. So Oxygen David has got himself in there as part of the contracts. Now contracts will respawn every time you come into the map, so there will be more stuff appearing in here as needed and as time progresses. Their prices, I've got it on normal. They're pretty fair, pretty average. I don't think Oxy has messed with those at all, and he actually starts you off with a good amount of crop in the silos, but that's when you start off as a new farmer, so you got to remember that as well, and you have to have that if you want the yard. If we go into this, you can do landscaping and all that stuff. Now, something Oxy was working on was getting... How do you do all of this now? That's where you can paint stuff. Shape modification, no. Change strength, change radius, X. Now you've got the different, you can see it down there, all the different types, and possibly some of the custom ones he's using, I'm thinking, are in there. Actually, I can see some of the custom ones he's used that are in the brush, which that was a pain in the rear end, if I remember correctly, to get that to work. I think he had to get help off of somebody. So you can do the landscaping stuff there with no issues, as far as I'm aware. I think that has covered everything. Again, there's the mini-map. Pretty damn accurate, and it's a satellite view, so you can take it for what you will. Again, I wish I knew the area, and no doubt if you googled Marwell Manor Farm, you'll be able to pull it up and see the area for yourself, and I may actually do that myself. Have a look-see. But overall, as you come to expect from an Oxy map, and I've got to admit, the lighting right now looks absolutely amazing. That kind of looks next level, if you ask me. Wow. As I was saying, as you come to expect from an oxygendavid map, it is top-notch quality. His own twist on stuff. He's definitely embraced and not sat back and complained about the whole situation with a lot of stuff changing, and he's gone ham with it, which is nice to see. This is the new lighting. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Again, just to reiterate some stuff, yes, it's coming for console, yes, it's coming to PC, but from what I've heard, there is over 200 mods in testing. So, when are we going to see it? How long is a piece of string? However long you cut it, granted, yes, but you know the terminology. It's going to be a while, I feel. Oxy reckons probably February time. No doubt it will fail on something and come back. It is pretty damn rock solid, but giants are picky. As much as we hate it, they are picky, and they will find something, no doubt. So, hopefully we'll see it sooner, but no guarantees on that. So this has been Marwell Manor Farm by oxygendavid. I have been Landykid. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and we'll catch you guys next time. See ya.